So let's consider a 1 watt amp. We've plugged it into a speaker here. I bet you've seen that speakers have something that's called sensitivity or effectivity. A vintage 30, for instance, has an effectivity of 100 decibel, and a greenback is 96 decibel. And what this means is that if you plug a 1 watt amp to such a speaker and listen at the distance of 1 meter, then you get 100 decibel for a vintage 30. If we use a 100 watt amp instead, we will have 120 decibels at our listening position, 1 meter from the speaker. And you can get that from this equation where 1 watt is the reference level. Now, let's use 2 speakers instead of 1. We'll still use our 100 watt amp, the same power. And then based on Ohm's law, each speaker sees 50 watts. And using this equation again, where 1 watt is the reference level, you can see that 50 watt is 17 decibels higher. So you have 117 decibels from each speaker. And sound waves are very much like ocean waves. There are throughs and there are nodes. And if 2 waves meet, the amplitude can double if you listen at that very position, like we have here. And with a doubled amplitude, you get a 6 decibel increase. So, for that specific listening point, you get another 3 decibel by doubling the speakers. But if you move your head slightly, you might end up here, where a through meets a node, and the sound cancels out in such a way, so you get lower sound than what you had from 1 speaker. However, depending on how you position the speakers, you could have more or less phase cancellation. If you put the speakers closer than between 1/4 and a half wavelength, they will start acting as 1 speaker with a whole lot less phase cancellation. Now, obviously, this only works for lower frequencies. The wavelength of higher frequencies are so small that the physical size of the speaker limits where you can get benefits from mutual coupling, and that's around 500 Hertz and below. So this also contributes to the perception of getting a fuller sound from a 4x12 or 2x12. It's not only because of the larger box, it's also the mutual coupling that increases the sound level of the lower frequencies. And for these frequencies, you get another 3 decibels every time the number of speakers are doubled.